Hello and happy Halloween, happy Samhain, happy 1st of November tomorrow. Whatever it is that you're celebrating this evening, I'm so excited for this evening. First and foremost, I just need to get it out there how excited I am for this evening. It's a really, really special episode. For all of you who are joining live on Facebook or on YouTube, or whether you're watching on catch up, you are so welcome here. I always really look forward to these Thursdays we have together. I think of them as a virtual circle. This is your time to come and be in some really interesting conversation with me, with your friends online, taking questions, having readings, and just sparking off lots of ideas together. So we're going to say hello to some people in just a short while. But for those people who I haven't spoken to before, if you're new here, hello, my name's Reverend Ashley Oliver. I'm an interfaith minister, and I'm delighted to welcome you to this space. So I would like to first and foremost give a really lovely introduction to my guest, who's going to be very embarrassed, I'm sure, before I bring her on. So I can do this without having to look at her facial expression. I've known Morven for many years. And it's my absolute pleasure to bring her on. She's going to go into a little bit about her and her spiritual practice and some of the things that she offers to the spiritual community in representation. But we first met in a boggy field or a woodland. I can't quite recall, but I remember there was a car park in the dark involved. And before it sounds very dodgy, we used to do search and rescue together. And Morven was one of the first people that I met on a search and rescue training exercise. And she was very kind to me. And it was when walking through the woods, and obviously I was talking to spirit. All of a sudden, I was aware that this other person was also having a bit of a spiritual experience in the woods. And so that's how we first found out that we were both into the same witchy stuff. So I'd like to bring on the lovely Morven from Ivy Moon. Welcome, Morven. How are you doing? How are you
Hi,
doing?
Ashley. Sorry, I'm actually sat here in hysterics recalling that very moment.
Yeah, it's
It was very
lovely.
wet and very dark, as I recall.
Yeah, yeah. I seem to remember that we spent a lot of time in car parks waiting to be told what to do and where to go to search for people. But anyway, irrespective of that and many stories we've got to share, I am so delighted to have you here.
Thank you.
Purely because of the fantastic work that you do, your lovely business, Ivy Moon, and all of the amazing healing work that you do, and also because you are, for those people who live in Dorset, our local Pagan Federation Southwest rep.
I am indeed. Yes. Yeah. I represent Dorset for the Pagan Federation, as you said, but also the Southwest. So from Cornwall up to Wiltshire for the Pagan and Families team.
Yeah, lovely. Thank you so much. And the reason why I invited you on is that I could think of no better person to come on for this very special Samhain episode. So sit back,
Brilliant.
relax, welcome. You will find that the people who watch this, the SBTV family, are the best. They are the best family anywhere. And so I'm sure you're going to get a really warm welcome in the comments. So please do say hello to Morven and look after her this evening. We're going to say hello to some people. So if you'd like to join me, say hello to some people. We're going to say hello to Laura Grant. Hello, Laura, on Facebook.
Hi, Laura.
Hello. It is a cool story. I have many more search and rescue related
We have
stories.
lots more.
Amazing. We've got Lationa Dyer from Australia. Good morning. Good morning. Good
Hi.
morning. So good to have you with us.
Hello.
Hello to Serendipity 589 in the house. Oh, you're having a tough day. Okay, come and be in. Come in. This is your time now. Shut the door, turn your phone off, just sit on your laptop and watch this one.
Hi, Jane.
Hello, Jane. Lovely to have you with us on Facebook. Do you want to do this one, Morven?
My screen's just frozen.
Oh,
Sorry.
don't worry, Michael. There's some spookiness happening with you. Hello to Michael Goff from Air, who's
Oh,
watching
there
on
we go.
YouTube.
Caught up.
Lovely. Thanks for coming with us.
Hi,
And hello to
Susan.
Susan. Susan on Facebook.
Hello, Kim.
Hello, Kim on YouTube. Good to have you with us. And we've got Susie on Facebook. Oh, it's lovely to have you with us. Thank you so much for coming along, Susie. And Sarah.
Yeah.
So good to have you with us, Sarah, who's on Facebook. Wishing everyone a good evening. Thank you so much. And Kerry, good evening to you, Kerry, on Facebook. Thank you for coming and being with us. And the lovely Jane is in the house. Hello, Jane. Hello, Jane Wilson on Facebook.
Hi, Kirsty.
Oh, Kirsty McLeish. Hello. Love your Facebook photo with the witch's hat.
That's so
Amazing.
cool. I need a hat
Amazing,
like
amazing.
that.
Beautiful. And we got the lovely Summer. So good to have you with us, Summer Dawson.
Hi, Jane.
Hello, Jane O'Rourke. Hello to you. And hello to Judith, who's on YouTube. Really good to have you with us. And we've got the lovely Mandy. Hello, Mandy. Thanks for coming on board with us on YouTube. We've got Marie Lynn. Hi, Marie Lynn. Good to have you here with us. Thank you so much. And we've got Anja Fleetwood, who is on Facebook. How are you doing, Anja?
Hi, Jane. Hello.
Giving you a lovely welcome there. Hello, Julie. Really good to have you with us
Hi,
on
Julie.
Facebook. Hello.
Hi, Julia.
Hello, Julia Hewitt. And hello, Matt Harris, who is on YouTube and from Warwickshire. Oh, it's really good to have you with us. Thank you so much, Matt.
Hi, Julie Rampton.
Hello, Julie.
Yeah, we're all good this way. At least my end, anyway.
Very good, very good. And it's all the J's tonight.
Jays.
It's really, really good to have you with us. And Elizabeth Jones from South Wales. Really good to have you with us, Elizabeth. Yeah, it's really lovely. Really lovely. So if you are here for the first time, you know how this works. This evening will be some chat and they'll be sprinkled like magic and stardust throughout the whole program. There will be some free readings, there will be questions, there'll be answers. We're going to be talking about this very, very, very magical evening that I was absolutely delighted when I looked at the calendar and actually said, oh, SPTV is going to happen over Samhain for Halloween. Amazing. So please do put your questions in. If you've been doing something really interesting today and this evening, please do pop it in the chat. And if there's anything that you hear tonight that really resonates with you, please, please, please think about liking and subscribing to SPTV. If you've come here by the fates of Facebook or the algorithm and you've landed here for the first time, please do, because as you know, everything that happens here on SPTV is free. We do it because this is something that is really, really important to us. So please do consider liking and subscribing. And if there's someone you think that would benefit from hearing this, then please do tag them or send them this. So yeah, amazing. So we're going to get on. We're going to light our candles as we normally do when we open this space, but especially this evening. So we're going to light our candles because this is our virtual circle. This is our time every fortnight where we come together. And I'm going to light my beautiful orange pumpkin coloured candle. Amazing. Just for our sacred space together. And also because it's very special, going to send some beautiful, lovely Samhain incense your way as a lovely blessing. Oh, welcome in, folks. Welcome in, welcome in. So I'm going to start by asking you really, Morven, what's your take on Samhain? What's your take on what you've been doing, the energy this time of year? Because you come at it from a pagan perspective. I know paganism is a really broad umbrella. So yeah, talk a little bit about who you are and what your take on Samhain is.
Right. Well, kind of Samhain is such a it's a special time for me. It's a new year, so it's the start of new beginnings, like a new chapter almost. I'm a hereditary witch, so I have been raised in the pagan faith. I now practice as a solitary witch or a hedge witch. And through that, I use the earth energies, the energies of the trees, the mycelium, the flowers, everything which you can imbue within the earth. That's what I channel and what I bring to paganism. My family are also pagan, and I also am, as I said before, the Pagan Federation for the Southwest and for Dorset.
Amazing, thank you. And I think it's really important to say that actually Samhain for witches, pagans, druids is the new year. It's the new beginning.
It is.
And
It's a transitional time between the
mm,
seasons. So I kind of honor it with rituals which kind of connect me to my ancestors, really, because it's a very ancestral time. I want to be able to connect with not just my blood ancestors, but the people who went before me, the people who walked this earth before me, and I want to be able to resonate with them. So that's why Samhain is such a special time for us.
beautiful, thank you. And I think it's really important this evening, and why it feels so tangible and potent is because not only is it New Year in kind of like the pagan calendar, but it's also new moon. So that is wiping the slate clean, starting again. And then we've got this really amazing magic of the first of the 11th. So we've got 111 in those angel numbers, which is all about manifestation. I love this time of year. I absolutely love it. For me, the being in the time of Scorpio, which is a time of death and allowing things to roll away and actually kind of rebirth and starting again, is just so potent. And I got asked a couple of times this weekend when I was working what this was, and this is my little manifestation ritual bag. Which is lovely. So it's got some lovely crystals in there and some other things which represent abundance for me. And I put it next to me when I'm working and doing some reading. So it's a good time to do some manifestation ritual work and some abundance work.
Most definitely, most definitely. I do lots of meditation around this time, candle magic, and like with you, manifestation. I use bay leaves, I use the pumpkins. It's just a wonderful rejuvenation time.
Yeah, it's really, really lovely. And so do drop in the comments if there's something that you do in particular this time of year, then drop it into the comments and let us know. So it's interesting you spoke about ancestors and ancestor work, which is very much what I've done this evening, which is to put something very simple, like putting out an extra plate or putting a little picture of our loved ones, people, our ancestors in spirit who love and care for us from the spirit world, then putting a little picture of them out. So it's very appropriate we're doing SPTV this evening, and we're here together. So one of the things I was going to ask you about was, so talk to me about the Ivy Moon journey to get here, because I know, as you said, you've been born and brought up in this, and this has been a very long
Wow.
period of time for you. So talk to us about Ivy Moon, what it is you do, and how you're working with people at the moment.
Okay, so I kind of embrace a really rich legacy of wisdom passed down through my family. My mother is a practicing Wiccan, and she has influenced my journey and understanding, so to speak. However, I have taken a different direction in that I'm a solitary witch, and I practice the old ways beyond Wicca. I actually recently discovered my ancestral links. This is where we were speaking earlier about
Mm,
my name, to the Macquarie clan in Scotland, which was a revelation which really deepens my connection to my heritage and the ancestral work. So the Macquaries are historically rooted in the rugged beauty of the island of Mull. I don't know if anybody's been there,
mm,
anybody who's tuning in now, are they from Scotland? You know what I mean. It's absolutely an incredible place. Um, and the lineage was tied to the Kingdom of Morven. So this is
mm,
something I discovered prior to me changing my name to Morven. This kingdom is really rich in folklore and history and magic and mysteries. So yeah, it means that I carry a legacy of my ancestors whilst forging my own path in the modern world, because
mhm,
obviously we can't exactly take what was practiced a few hundred years ago and bring it into the modern day. We have to merge it very, very respectfully, very gradually.
mm,
Um, but yeah, I mean, I respect totally the values of balance and harmony, and my journey is really a celebration of my ancestral roots and my personal spiritual evolution.
mm.
I weave it together with wisdom, kind of my own discoveries, like past and present, and my childhood has, and my teenage years and quite recent adult years has shaped that journey.
Wow. Love that. Love that. So what are you offering with Ivy Moon? What are you kind of up to? And for people who are interested in working with you and learning a bit more about you, what's your
Well,
current offering?
I am offering the opportunity to learn Celtic Reiki. I am offering the opportunity to have past life regressions, to be able to understand their fears in today's life and how they would have manifested it in previous lives potentially. I'm also offering chakra for balance. I mean, we are so out of touch with the
Mm,
natural world. We are such a fast-paced society now that we have just totally lost our ability to connect with the natural world.
yeah.
And I would like to people to step out of that, step out of their comfort zone, return to nature with me, and actually begin to reconnect with the energies which lie beneath our feet, not the mobile phones in their hands.
Absolutely. And isn't that true that a lot of people come to folklore, magic, solitary witchcraft, any kind of practice really just through that yearning to return back to some kind of meaning of life? And
Exactly.
funny enough, I was having a conversation with someone else, and actually one of the signs of society being in a bit of a mess is that we become disconnected from not only our ancestors of blood, but our ancestors of spiritual practice and the
Mm,
things that we used to do to keep ourselves happy, healthy, grounded in the world. We just don't do it anymore. And spiritual ritual doesn't really mean anything. So
we
yeah, it
don't.
sounds
We
amazing.
don't. One thing I do absolutely love is being able to go out into the woodlands
Mm.
and look at nature with the eyes of a child. I mean, I'm forever found upside down, looking in crevices and holes and picking up pretty stones, and just looking at the world with this absolute wonderment. And that is part of paganism itself. It's this beautiful symbiotic relationship with nature.
Yeah, it's beautiful. You're in the right place because our house, you can't see behind me. I've got a whole stack of sticks that I pick up around, a sacred site or something. Go, oh, thank you very much. What do you want me to do with it? And then kind of bring it home, and then it emerges over time. So I've
Brilliant.
had a really great question from Summer Dawson on Facebook. How do you know if you're a witch or not? Summer, you are in the right place. Great question. Morven, what's your take on that? If someone was to come to you and ask you that question.
I believe that everybody has an innate magic within them. We all hold it. Some may call it spirit, some may call it by another term. I call it the energy of the earth. It's
Mm.
all linked, all beautifully intrinsically linked. The term witch is a very, how should I term it? Um, it's a term which has been used
Mhm.
over the centuries for both good and bad. However, if it's a wise woman. You're a wise
Mhm.
woman. We instinctively know. We give birth. We give life. Humans give life. Masculine, feminine, everybody in between. I am non-binary. I classify myself as non-binary. So everybody in between. Um, so it's just it's a
Mhm.
passion, it's a drive. You go out in nature, you sense the storms, you understand the rain, you just feel it.
Mm.
You Everybody has it within us.
So there's a really good book, Summer, I would recommend. If your interest is piqued by this question, there's a really amazing book by Lisa Lister, which is called Witch. And it's about kind of reclaiming the term witch, which has been used for many, many centuries as a way to discredit, demean, harangue people who had, as Morven said, any kind of ability, whether you're a midwife,
Mm,
a nurse, a herbalist, a healer, or whatever, it had any ability, it was used to malign that. And there's a massive resurgence in reclaiming it. What I love
mm.
about the practice is, Morven said that she's a solitary witch. I probably classify myself as slightly eclectic in practice. Bit of everything. It's a bit of everything. You don't have to put yourself into a box, which is what's amazing.
Exactly, exactly. It's called a path for a reason because a path meanders. You can go off on one way, you can go off on another way. It's yours. There are no rules to it. It is your path. It is sacred to you.
Yeah. So go and explore, Summer. Go and explore. You've got the perfect name for a baby witch, Summer, because you're all about the
Beautiful.
seasons. So go and explore. So I wonder if anyone else who's watching has been kind of called to do some more exploration. There was a really massive upturn. I don't know if you noticed this within the Pagan Federation, but there was a huge upturn in people who were more interested in earth-based spirituality during the lockdown because we were just had a lot of time at home, and the only time we were allowed outside into green spaces was to exercise for our allocated time. So there's so many people who were just looking in wonderment at things that they'd previously walked past on their commute. We're just looking in wonderment at things and really interested in the earth.
Exactly. I noticed exactly the same thing. And I'd like to say it's a revival. It's an awareness because we were all locked down and cooped up in our little boxes. To even just go out and feel the sun on our faces, on our skin, was just such a precious moment to us. And that has revived something. Society has changed, it has become more aware. And
Mm.
that can only be for a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So please do keep your questions coming in. That was amazing. If I can do a little plug for the Pagan Federation, they also have the best blooming magazine that I've ever seen. I know it's gone through many iterations over the years, but I must admit, when whoever the new editor is started doing the layout, I was like, oh, this is really nice. So I can heartily recommend joining. It's brilliant,
And we
brilliant
also have
organization.
charity status.
Oh, amazing, even better.
Yeah, Sarah Kerr has worked, our president has worked exceptionally hard for this, and we now have got full on charity status. So there'll be lots of incredible things to come so we can support the pagan family.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you. And you will be welcome if you want to come check it out and find out. Amazing. There's a yeah. I will be offering, that's a really good point. So I know this evening is going to carry on away with us, as it always does when I have somebody amazing on. It will carry on. So I hope you've got plenty of time, Morven. I will be offering readings for people who ask questions, who interact, who kind of like and share the feed, all of that's good stuff. So yeah, the more you interact, the more I get to kind of notice you. Amazing. Thank you. Really interesting question from Terry Napier here. Terry Napier on Facebook said, I've been told I'm a healer and empath, but I don't know how to tune into the healer, that healer vibe of you. Any advice to learn? Or well, you've come to the right place because you've got a Reiki master teacher and Morven who is on the Celtic Reiki lineage. So what's your take? What's your take, me?
Get out into nature as
Mm,
much as you can. That is my best advice. And listen. Um, there's a difference between hearing and listening. If you hear something, you are truly feeling the heartbeat. If you're just
mm,
listening, like you're listening to me now, it may go, it may be forgotten. But if you hear something, it really truly resonates with you. It goes into your soul, it goes into your spirit. So, my advice to you is go out, find a tree, and hug it. I know that's that sounds absolutely dumb, but I actually have a tree which I do hug quite regularly to kind of reground myself. But go out, hear the bird song, feel the wind against your skin, and just start to listen.
mm,
Really start to listen and to hear, and not with just your ears, with your heart and your soul. And eventually, those two things will actually start to work together. Just trust your intuition. That's
mm.
my advice. Ash, have you got anything else on this? You're
Lovely. No, I think that's lovely. So if you're looking particularly to kind of awaken and investigate the healer side of you, then oh, amazing. Terry says, thank you. I love nature. Brilliant. Got permission to go and frolic in the woods given to
yay.
you by us this evening. We are massive enablers of anyone frolicking in the woods. Um, if you're looking to tune into the healing side of you, then I would recommend either joining a Reiki share or somebody offering Reiki groups where you don't have to actually do any healing. You can go and sit in the energy and just kind of be there and just notice what you experience. If you're looking to attune yourself, then a really, really nice thing to do is to grab yourself a little crystal or something. And it's a bit like psychometry, really, is to put a different crystal in your hand and just kind of tune into what the vibration is saying to you. And you can do that at home. You don't need to go anywhere to try and do that. Also, if you've got animals, you can start working with animals. If you have children, they respond really well to healing. You're not going to do any harm with this, with the flow of the energy and the healing flow. You're not going to do any harm. So just sit. You do it instinctively. You're probably already doing it instinctively. It's the first thing we do if a
Exactly.
child falls over. You put your hand on where it hurts. So yeah. Oh, welcome, Terry. Go and get stuck in on your healing journey.
Go
Amazing.
find a tree, hug the tree.
Amazing, amazing. So yeah, do keep your questions coming for myself or for Morven. Anything that you've got, any questions you've got about Samhain? So Tanya's got a good one. Finding out your own. ancestry, learning some were medicine men. Really interesting, Tanya. So tell us more about your lineage, if you're able to, your ancestry, because the term medicine man, medicine is kind of leading me towards one type of ancestry, but it's really interesting to find out where that links to. Amazing. Hello
Hi.
to Jessica. Hello to everybody. Jessica,
Hi,
Jessica,
Jess.
would you like a reading, Jessica? I'm just really drawn to some of the things in the background going on behind you in your picture. Jessica Nicole, who's on Facebook, would you like a reading? I'm very drawn to you very strongly at the moment. If you would like a reading, just drop a quick yes. You'd like a reading in the chat. I'm going to assume you're going to say yes, because I don't know many people that come on here that wouldn't like a free reading. We all need a reading every now and again. Okay.
Definitely.
So I'm drawing from the Sacred Rebels Oracle deck at the moment, but I've got some really witchy ones here, which I don't normally use. So I'm going
Ooh.
to use those ones. Jessica, would you like me to give you a reading? I'm very drawn to your energy. She's probably disappeared in fright now. Okay, I'm
I'm
going to move
intrigued about that
on.
picture, actually. I am very intrigued.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yes, please. Amazing. So the card that I pulled for you was Visions of Life Beyond Death. So I'm feeling a very, very strong connection to you that if you are not already experiencing somebody who is in the spirit world wanting to come and talk to you, um, you probably already are experiencing, because I'm feeling that emotion coming in very, very strongly at the moment. But this is a real calling that there is somebody who wants to talk to you, and also that there is a visioning going on. I'm very aware of the energy around the third eye. I'm very aware of that sense of knowing, clairvoyance, clairsentience, all of those higher order gifts which are awakening and unfolding in you. But it feels like they're very, very fast. It feels like everything's happening very fast. So there's an invitation here. You've got the perfect person on. If you are feeling a little bit overwhelmed by your spiritual awakening happening at such a fast rate, then please do get yourself out into nature to go and ground yourself. Because I just feel like
Definitely.
everything is happening really, really fast. You're aware of spirit and the claircognizance of all of the wisdom, which is just flowing through you like a channeling is coming really fast. So I hope that makes sense for you.
That's
But
quite interesting, Ash.
spirit are ready.
I've just done a card pull as well, and I'm using the Herb Crafters Tarot, and not sure
Nice.
if you can see that. That is the Ten of Fire, which is comfrey. I'm not sure
Mm.
if you can zoom in on that, but
Mhm.
um, there we go. Can we? Perfect. There we go. And it actually says there can be too much of a good thing, so you need
Mm.
to stop. You need to step away. You need to soothe yourself, and cut it down, and it will roar back to life again.
Lovely, beautiful. So there we go, Jessica. Thank you so much for being with us. But they're ready to work with you. Yeah, walking around in the grass.
Oh, brilliant.
I'm just glad that our neighbours can't see into our back garden, because yeah, we tend to walk around with our shoes and socks off. Amazing, lovely. We'll be lighting a little bonfire outside in our garden a bit later on. Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much for coming. So
Ooh.
another question that I've got for you is the significance of Samhain as a festival of fire. So talk to why is it that candles and fire and all of that, and it's not for every festival, but for certain festivals in the wheel of the year, why is it the fire is so important? What's your thought on that?
It's rebirth. It is
Mm,
literally as pure and simple as the rebirth. So
nice.
the Celtic wheel of the year dictates that this is the beginning of our winter. And the fire represents the sun will come back. It will
Nice.
return. The good times will return again. We have to just see ourselves through the darkness. And if we can keep the fire alight, if we can keep a spark in our hearth, we won't have any problems.
Nice. Nice.
It is as simple as that. There would have been that there is actually a beautiful story. I'm just trying to remember it at the top of my head, but it's a beautiful Scottish Gaelic story about the goddess who weaved this blanket.
The Kaliak.
That's the one, the Cailleach.
Mm,
And she weaved this beautiful blanket, but the holes were made, and she asked the sun to be able to put to patch the hole basically, which she made. And at Samhain, it's the lighting of the pumpkins would prevent the spirits coming through. So there's so much symbolism surrounding the fire, but the main part about it is the sun will come again.
Yeah, that's lovely. That's beautiful. Of course, it wasn't pumpkins in this country. We
No,
need to remember that the whole pumpkin thing, we kind of blame on our cousins over the
we
pond. But
do.
for us, we used to go back the hard way and we were carving turnips and like really hard
We
root vegetables. I
were.
tried to carve a
And believe
turnip.
my late granddad carved turnips, and
Oh,
he said how difficult it was, and
crikey,
how
they're
many
tough.
times he used to cut his fingers trying to cut this turnip. Bless him. So I think he was quite glad when pumpkins turned up.
Yeah, so we've got it really easy now carving these. We don't have to go and find our own pumpkins, but the whole pumpkin thing is just like a
Exactly.
whole different thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Amazing. And that was the origin of fancy dress as well. Dressing up for Halloween was to trick the fae and to trick the spirits that were abroad at this time of year,
Mm,
to leave the human beings alone and to not steal their children and pull tricks and
exactly.
curses on them. And that's where the
Some of
trick or
those
treat came from.
some of those pictures are absolutely terrifying.
It
Have you
is
seen
terrifying.
them? My son's just gone out dressed as a T-Rex. One of those
Oh, no, that's
inflatable
cool. No, I
T-Rex outfits, but they are terrifying. So if
yeah.
I was the Fae, I wouldn't want to go anywhere near you.
No, well, trick or treating started because when you heard a knock at the door, you didn't know whether it was the Fae folk coming to do some mischief or some, untoward spirit, or whether it was human beings in fancy dress. So you had to get them to do things to prove who they were.
Exactly. It's
Amazing. I love all of
perfect.
this. I love all of this. Amazing. So do keep your questions coming, and if you would like a reading, then please let us know in the comments. Anything that's resonating with you, or any questions that you've got, please do pop them in. Amazing. Thank you so much. So the next question that we've got, and what I wanted to talk about, and I'd be really interested in your take on this one, and it's from somebody who can't be with us this evening, was around what is the veil and why is it thin and what does it mean? When we talk about the veil is thin and doing lots of card readings and all of that kind of thing. What's your take on that? And is it ever thin or is it always the same?
I do believe that at certain points of the year the veil is thinner. I mean, we did touch upon the Scottish
Mm.
folklore, but I can't explain why, but it's a something I've experienced throughout the years is
Mm.
that this time of year particularly is exceptionally magical, potent.
Mm.
Um, it's tangible, but I can't explain it, if that
Yeah.
makes any form of sense to you. And I know
Mm.
that certainly those who follow the pagan path feel exactly the same. We can't explain what it is or how it works, but we know that the veil is definitely thinner. What is the veil? It is a if you've seen Harry Potter and where one of the characters walks literally through the veil to the other side, that is my personal take on it. There is literally this
Okay.
physical veil there, this physical barrier there, which means that some people, when they walk through, they are in this wonderful dimension. I call it the Summerlands.
Hmm.
It is the other side. Some people, like yourself, Ash, can communicate with them. I'm clairsentient, so I can feel the emotions, but I cannot fully communicate with them. Um, so at this particular point of year, I can feel my grandmother with me. I know she's
Mm.
downstairs at the moment. I was chatting with her earlier. My grandfather is with me, and my uncle is with me, and my husband's parents are both
Mm.
with us today, stronger than they are normally. So,
Mm.
again, I cannot describe what it is, how it works, but that is my belief.
That's such a vivid representation because we were only watching that movie last night with my two
For
very
you.
small Potterheads. Yeah, when Sirius Black kind of goes and he passes over, and it's a very beautiful imagining of it. I find it really interesting, and I wanted to get your view from a pagan perspective because you hear spiritualists talk about, drawing aside the veil to be able to communicate with our loved ones. I thought this is a word that's used a lot, and what do we mean by it? And is it different across different faith paths and different ways of looking at it. And is it thin all the time, or is it just at certain points of the year? So that's really interesting. Thank you.
No problems.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So yeah, please do keep popping in the chat if you would like a reading. If you would like any questions answered, then please do let us know, and we can keep the conversation going. If you've only just joined, don't worry, you can go back and watch everything on replay. That's absolutely fine. So we've got one question coming from Judith, who's on YouTube. You'll have to let us know, Judith, if you are still with us, who's asking, this is a very witchy question. This is very Halloween, isn't it? Do you believe that people can curse you? So I know it's probably a lot of fear factor in a lot of people. As soon as you start talking about any kind of spiritual practice, which is esoteric, which means hidden, any kind of hidden knowledge, and we have to gratefully respect the fact that we have a real life practicing beautiful pagan person in front of us, not somebody who is an archetype. So could you answer from your perspective, Morven, on your take on this?
Excuse me. So my perspective is that curse is only powerful as the intent as you believe.
Mm-hmm.
So if somebody was to say, I curse you, I could then notice the patterns of absolutely everything going
Mm-hmm.
wrong in my life and knowing or believing that it was down to that particular person. So do I believe curses are real? Yes, I do. And no, I don't.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, yes, in the way that there's the power of manifestation, but equally, our power, our internal power, can supersede anything.
Mm-hmm.
We have the power to be able to create and destroy curses, hexes, or anything else similar to that. So, if we give it time, if we put our energy into it, if we are constantly worrying about it, we are going to continually manifest it.
Mm-hmm.
However, if we go, no, I'm not interested in that, it's not going to have any effect on me, no, thank you, and throw it out the window, it's not going to have any effect on us.
Interesting. Yeah. Hopefully that answered your question, Judith. And we are, absolutely, this is, everyone has their own unique take on it, everyone depending on their background and their path. Certainly if you were into anything which is kind of like the voodoo path or anything, they would have a completely different perspective. And every witch you speak to is probably going to have a completely different take on it. So thank you. Brilliant. Thank you for your question. Lovely comment here from Michael, who's on YouTube. I love the thoughts of both of you on gender tonight. I laid a place for my lovely lady who passed 12 years ago. Oh, bless your heart. My lovely man passed in April this year. Thank you both. Michael, that is very, very beautiful. Yeah, very, very beautiful. Lovely way to represent them, lovely way to respect them, and welcome them to come and be with you if it's a very special time of year. Lovely. Yeah. So I'm allowed to talk about something which is Morven and I both got the privilege to experience this before we came on. So I'm going to say something very special, which has allowed me to say, because we're talking about ancestors and how important they are this time of the year. Richard is working on some amazing technology for people who are VIPs to SBTV to be able to access moving images to be recreated of their loved ones in the spirit world using photographs and still images. You may have seen some of this really, really amazing technology, but it's to bring them back in a moving form. I'm going to choose my words very carefully because it's quite amazing, the effect. We got to experience it, didn't we, Morven?
We did, and it was very emotional. It's
Yeah.
incredible.
Yes. Okay, so Richard's just in the background and very beautifully going to share this with you, what it looks like when these pictures are brought to life, as it were. So we're going to bring it on. Okay, am I allowed to say who the person is? Okay, thank you. When it comes on screen, you'll be able to see it for yourself. And this is an image of somebody who passed away. This is actually Richard's brother, which is very, very, very special, who passed away over 40 years ago. and you can just see how amazing that is. I'm just looking at it again for the second time, and it still just has just the same
It's really
effect on
emotive,
me.
isn't it?
It is
It's so
beautiful.
emotive.
It is beautiful. And that's something that Rich is offering, which is just amazing. So there'll be more details to talk about that. So the still image, that's the still that you're seeing now, which is where the amazing technology takes all of the data points from to then turn that into a moving image of your loved one. So I know that there's going to be a lot of interest in this. So it seemed very appropriate as we're talking about our ancestors to talk about it this evening. Beautiful. How
Wow.
lovely. How lovely. Super, thank
He
you.
has a
So
lovely
more information to
smile.
come. He does, he does, he does. I'm sure we chuffed to bits to actually be part of this amazing offer on Halloween. More details will be coming in the VIP area of SBTV website. So please stay tuned for that. Which leads me to my second amazing announcement, which is that we've got Chris and Karen back next Monday. So I know we've been sending him so much healing and so much love. So it's 10:30 on Monday, and I'm sure they're going to talk about it again. So if you tune in on Monday, they'll be able to bring up the image again and talk about it again. Amazing. Oh, very emotional. I love that. I love that. Oh,
It's
right.
going to be beautiful.
It is really beautiful.
I've got tears in my eyes. I'm trying not to cry here.
It is beautiful. So, Terry, I've got a really interesting question from Terry Napier. What does water represent? I'm so drawn to water and I feel a calmness when I'm near bodies of water. Do you want to answer that one, Morvin? I'm going to pull a card for Terry. Is that all right? And we're just going to try and do a little tag team like that.
Yes, yeah. So I find that when I'm drawn to water, I am looking for ideas. I am looking for a continuity. And because if you think about the water cycle, it is continuous, it is never ending. There are so many different forms to water. There's the raging seas, there's the still lochs, there's the brooks, there's the babbling streams. So you're drawn to water, but bodies of water, would that be a sea, an ocean? I kind of need to know a little bit more about this, whether it's a stream, whether it's a loch, whether it's a sea, whether it's an ocean, because water in itself has so many different forms. So I would love to answer your question. I just need to know a little bit more about kind of the depth of the question.
Lovely. So, Terry, the card that I've pulled for you is the Inner Life card, which is really beautiful. And you can see that this is, actually, I forgot to say, this is from the Lantern Oracle deck, which is a relatively new one for me that I've only just started working with. But this one is the Wise Woman card. And this is about cultivating that inner peace within you. Cultivating the inner peace that you're being drawn to. For me, water will always be emotion. It will always be the Suit of Cups in tarot. It will always be the place, the container. Water has the ability to contain and hold any intent you put into it. I also use a lot of water in release ceremonies as well. So if you're being drawn back to water continually, it could be because you need the water to hold something that you need to release into that. Very, very much. And as Melvin said, it depends on the type of water that you're being drawn to. For me, I love streams, rivers, lakes, not so much ponds. Still, bits of water don't really appeal to me. And ironically, even though I live very, very close to the sea, I'm not really someone who would go to the sea very often. It's just not a body of water that draws me very much. So
I'm
yeah.
exactly the same. I love the lochs of Scotland. I love waterfalls,
Yeah.
but and I do lots of kayaking. But I'm actually quite terrified of deep water.
Ooh.
I
We could do your
know.
reading on that more than we could do a reading on that. Amazing.
Well,
Thank you so much for your question, Terry. Thank you so much. Hopefully that made sense to you. And yeah, come back. Oh yes, okay, here we go. Lake, ocean, stream, all of them. So it's all bodies of
oh,
water. No, all of them.
I'm just going to do a reading, if that's okay. I've actually, believe it or not, pulled out the Two of Water.
Nice.
So let me just see what this one means. This is quite a new set for me. I have actually quite a lot of sets. Oh, so let's love in, soften dry and brittle wounds, and welcome genuine connection. Um, Let me just have a look. It's about vulnerability and
Mm.
self-renewing. I'm not sure if that actually will mean anything to you. Let me have a look. Mallow grows at the edge of a garden. The sturdy stalks, heavy with soft green leaves, reach up to the bright blue sky. The plant is covered in white flowers with delicate pink centres. A ruby-throated hummingbird suspended in the air nurses on the nectar. Another sips from a flower that has fallen into a stone fountain of Aphrodite. Aphrodite
Mm.
reminds us that vulnerability and sovereignty create relationships that are self-renewing. Allow yourself to be drawn in by what you love. Mallow attracts many pollinators, delightful hummingbirds among them. Lightness of being fosters an open heart. Growing tall in watery marshlands, mallow shows that when we reach out with a gentle yet steadfast hand, harmonious union follows. So approach partnership with kindness and emotional stability, and you will experience mutuality.
So
So that's
Terry,
very
there we
interesting that I
go.
pulled out the water card for you.
Yeah, you need to go with that, Terry. If you're being drawn to water, you absolutely need to go
Definitely.
for that. Amazing, amazing. Oh,
Good.
lovely. Fantastic. Thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah, go with it, Terry, if that's for you.
Definitely go with it.
Yeah. If you would like a reading, please do put into the chat, please do put into the comments. Then
Oh,
we can give you a reading. Amazing. So what have we got coming in here? We've got Jenny Garrett coming in. You've been smelling cigarettes and burning in the same place and home for the last few days. Okay, brilliant. This is where it's going to be really interesting. So we've got a kind of interfaith spiritualist view, and then we've got a pagan view on what that could mean. So what's your take first?
so
Go on, Robert.
my take is, first of all, the questions, I do entity removal as well. My questions would be, what is the age of the property? Have you changed anything within the property? Have you been anywhere unusual? For example, have you been on a holiday? Have you been to an abandoned building like my son did once? All these questions I would be asking you. Whereabouts in your home was it? So those are a few more questions which I kind of need to ascertain before I answer your question. About you, Ash? Is that a similar ilk?
Yeah, and this is where it's really fascinating, isn't it? So you can come at it from most of the time that I get asked to go to people's houses because there's something there. The vast majority of times it is a loved one of the person who is residing in the house,
Mm,
purely because that's the vibration that's closest to us, that's got the most access to us, that knows us, knows how to get our attention, and also would evoke memories and evidence that we would remember. So generally speaking, if I smell cigarettes, there's a particular brand of cigarettes I know is my mother's mother. And I smell that because it's the smell of cigarettes layered in with the smell of a certain perfume of a lady of a certain age. And that's how I recognize it. If there's a
mm,
different type of tobacco smell, I know that that is a grandfather. That's a grandfather link. Interesting, if it's a smell of burning, like wood smoke or something on fire, or an electrical smell, that could be something else. So we'd need to kind of pin down the kind of smell that you've got. But generally speaking, look to your family first, look to your family lineage, look to loved ones who are closest etherically to you, before then you start looking at, whether it's whether it's someone who used to live in the house, for example, that kind of
mm,
thing. Don't forget the smell of smoke is used very often for spirit communication, primarily because smoke activates in that primal warning part of our brain to call us to attention. If it was the smell of fresh cut grass, that ranks far lower on that kind of like pyramid of alert than the smell of smoke,
mm.
because it's so abnormal. So spirit do use strong smells like smoke often.
Yeah. Jenny, do you know anybody who smoked in your family? Is bedroom just by the
That's where
door,
I would
just
start. That's where I'd start, especially somewhere that's would be habituated by you and you
yeah,
alone, as opposed to just a
yes,
family area.
exactly.
Yeah, it's a really good question, Jenny. Um, there is also another explanation for, smelling smoke in the house, and that, could be attributed to people that work with you spiritually, who are looking to try and attract your attention to something. Again, it's to try and alert you to something, to point something out to you. So yeah, thank you for your question, Jenny. It's a really, really interesting one. Really, really interesting one, especially when it comes to ancestors. So
Yes,
Jenny's come back.
grandfather.
Yeah, she thought it was my husband's friend that had passed, or my grandfather.
Yeah, I would say it's
Yeah.
the grandfather.
Yeah, that would be worth exploring. And I don't know how I don't know whether I've read for you before, Jenny, or how far down your path you are. But this would be one where it would be tonight would be the perfect night. Once you finish here, go and light a candle and sit quietly and say, "Okay, I'm listening.
Yeah.
I've smelt the smoke. I'm listening to the signal. You know, come and talk to me. Come and work with me, and be, you know, if spirit are alarming you by the fact you can smell smoke when you're in your bedroom, then tell them that I've registered you. I feel your presence. Thank you for this the message of the cigarette smoke, but it's quite a disturbing when I'm trying to go to sleep and I can smell smoke in the house. So you know, have a conversation with them. You're very young. Yeah, bless you. It
I've
sounds like you've got a lot of family there, Jenny.
just done, Jenny. Um, Pulled a card for you. It's the Star Cottonwood. And
Lovely.
it says that your broken pieces contain the stars of hope. Open your
Mm,
heart to grace. Be generous with your blessings. Hope can be found in the darkest of moments. Have faith and believe in possibility.
lovely. That's nice. Oh, thank you, Morven. That's lovely. Hopefully that resonates with you, Jenny. Beautiful. Thank you. If you two would like a reading like Jenny, then please do pop in the comments. If you'd like us to do a card pull, if you've got a question, if there's something that you would like to, it's something you've always wanted to ask a pagan. Someone who practices the craft. They're just were too afraid to ask. Then now is the time. Now is the time. Oh,
Ooh.
Kirsty, I knew your witch's hat. I knew I was drawn to you for the right reason. You've just asked an absolute humding of a question here. This is what I like. I would love a reading. We'll give you a reading, Kirsty. Thank you for your question. What do you think of the Outlander series and the crossing of timelines through stones with gemstones? Do you think there's
Ooh.
similarities in real life? Oh, this is talking to our Scottish ancestral hearts here, Morven. Have you seen a
Ooh.
series? Have you seen a series of Outlander?
I have to say that I
Oh,
haven't.
you're missing a trick.
I need to watch it. I do need. It's been on my watch list for so long, but I've never got round to it. But I kind of get the gist of it because my
Yeah.
son's watched it. So yeah.
Yeah, so the whole premise of it, well, actually, I'm not going to say the whole premise of it is it's a love story, but the whole premise is that there's the ability to time travel in certain kind of like sacred spaces through
Ooh,
using
time travel.
stones. Yeah, and it's in
Interesting.
Scotland. It's based in Scotland, and you know, and it goes back to a certain point in time. I'm not going to ruin it for everybody.
I would.
Um,
Can I give you a
yeah.
very
Mm.
strange story here? It
Oh,
involves my
do it.
late nana.
Do it.
And I was, what am I, 43 now, for my sins. And I must have been in my early 20s, so going back quite a while. And she and my mum were going out for a drive near Evershot in Dorset.
Beautiful.
And they both came back really shaken up. And I was like, what's going on? Thinking, have you had an accident or a near miss or whatever? And she went, no, we drove past these two cottages and they remembered them because they were beautiful railway cottages, absolutely incredibly beautiful railway cottages. Front gardens, there was somebody out there working, they remember the hollyhocks. It was so pretty that they chose to drive, do a U-turn on the country road and drive back again. And there was nothing there.
Mm.
There was absolutely nothing there apart from the remains of a bridge. So,
Mm.
do I believe in time travel? I believe in time warp. I
Mm.
believe that there is the possibility of a time warp, a time slip, or whatever. We're not going to all start jumping to the left and everything else like that, although that'd be really cool. But yes, I do believe that there are time warps out there. My nana, bless her, she was brought up in the era of, although she had the craft, it was very suppressed.
Mm.
She wasn't one to mess around with her words. She was a northern lady. And when I saw her face, she had definitely experienced something out of her mum.
Mm. Lovely. Yeah,
I,
so
yeah.
I've had a couple of experiences like that. Not as dramatic, obviously it's dramatized for TV, but do I think there are thin places? Yes, I do. And when we talk about thin places, they are places where, for whatever reason, there's either been significant shock, significant events, significant happenings in that place. Because we've got quite a lot of them in Dorset, actually, that we're able to go and access quite easily. And I
Yeah.
absolutely believe if there's been an awful lot of stuff happening there, that you can experience the kind of the warp and weft of that collective energy. And also where ley lines cross as well. I'm a huge, until I'd experienced it myself using copper dowsing rods, I didn't quite understand quite how profound some ley line activity actually is until you've mapped it and done it yourself. It's quite fascinating. Do I think it's possible? I think it's possible to have a deep remembrance. I had a particular, and I'm not sure if she's on this evening, but I went to Glastonbury once before we knew very much about this, and I was quite young. And we all stood in one place and we could hear the sounds of conversation and talking, and like we were back in that particular abbey. And it was
I was
really,
just
really
about to
strong.
say, were you in the Abbey?
It was really, really, really strong. Yeah. So that's one. And then the other time, as I was driving somewhere along a road, and I didn't realize I'd passed because I'd never been there before, a particular stone circle along a ley line. And I was driving along there, and I was absolutely convinced that A, there was somebody in the back of my car, and this just came from nowhere. And also just the feeling I had to get to the end of this road as fast as possible.
Mm,
I did not want to be in that road. So there's lots of stuff. There's lots of stuff like that, Kirsty.
definitely. Most definitely.
So there's one for your watch list there, Marvin. Highlander. I can highly recommend it for the storyline.
I do dowsing. I actually teach dowsing as part of
Amazing.
my thing. So if anybody does want to learn how to dowse, get in touch.
Amazing. Amazing. We meant to say, actually, we will put your website up there if you want to get in touch with Morven at Ivy Moon. You're also on all of the socials. So go and check you out, doing some really good stuff on there.
Thank you.
How do you find ley lines, Kirsty? Really good question. There's loads of websites. The best thing I can suggest is probably to contact someone in your local either archaeology society or your local geological survey group. They tend to be there's another group which is sacred sites, sacred stones. If you go onto there, you'll find loads of people who know an awful lot of stuff, and they'll
Yeah,
be able
they're
to direct
absolutely
you.
brilliant, that website, that Facebook
You'll be able
page.
to direct you to where you need to go and contact people. Amazing. Thank you, Kirsty. Really, really good questions. Love that. Love that question. We've got time for maybe one or two more questions and a few more readings. Um, okay. Do spirit, really good question from Karen. Do spirit get annoyed with us down here and that's why they still don't come through? Oh, Karen. Oh, bless you. My take on this, Karen, is that spirit do not get annoyed with us. They absolutely understand. Can they be? It's a bit like can I be frustrated with people? Yes, I can. But they love you implicitly. And there is the reason why some spirits don't come through is because either you're not able to receive the message, and spirit talk about a fog and a mist which kind of hangs around us when we're in a state of not being ready to receive communication from them. Or it could be that they're doing things in the spirit world that require their attention and energy, but they never actually leave us. But it's more often than not, it's us that's not ready. It's not that they're annoyed with you at all, Karen. Bless you.
I will echo Ash on
Yeah.
that. Personally, I've had 5 family deaths since
Goodness.
2018. It's been quite horrendous.
Mm.
And I know that it took a little while for me to be able to listen. And I
Okay.
mentioned earlier about listening and hearing. It took me a
Mm.
long time to recover personally from those experiences, to be able to
Mm.
see the tiniest little signs. So look out for the tiny signs. They will be there.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Karen. So do just keep your eyes open for spirit, and your heart open. But they're not annoyed. They're not annoyed. I would recommend probably going and finding some healing. That's just what as I'm connecting with your energy. I can just feel my healing activating. So I think you probably might need a little bit of spiritual healing or some Reiki or some reflexology or aromatherapy or massage, however it is, whichever modality it is that works for you. Then go and look into that to bring your energy up a little bit. Yeah, that might help a little bit. Bless you. Thank you, Karen. Super. So I'm going to do some quick fire readings, the 1 minute readings. So if anyone would like some cards, then please do put a comment or an emoji in the chat, and we'll try and get through as many as we can for everyone who's been on this evening. It's been a real joy to have you along with us. And we'll do one at a time, shall we? So I do one, you do one.
Yeah,
how's that?
absolutely fine, no problems.
So Kim Byrne on YouTube, you were first out the hat. You were quick off the draw there, Kim. Amazing. So the card that you've had is going beyond normal. Do not follow the flock, Kim. Do not follow the flock. If you have a calling to do something in your own unique way, then by all means listen to some advice, but you don't have to take all of it on. It's a bit, it's an opinion. Follow the beat of your own drum, do things in your way, and also think outside the box a little bit, because there's a feeling here you're doing the same thing you've always done in the way that you've always done it. And there might be an opportunity here for you to try something a little bit different, to get a different perspective, but to go all in and to be absolutely fearless once you've made your decision. So I hope that makes sense for you, Kim. Thank you so much. Morven, do you want to do the next one? We'll do a 1 minute wonder.
Pulled out the Chariot Cedar.
So who is this for? Sorry, who's the person you're reading this for?
The lady before Liv. It's just changed.
So I've done Kim. So move
Kim.
on. Yeah. If you do live,
Yeah,
if
Kim,
you do
this
live.
is for you.
No. If you do live, Morven, if you do live, that'd be lovely.
Live. Okay, no problems. So this means move forward with confidence, be disciplined yet flexible in your pursuits, and embody your journey.
Lovely. Wow, Liv, that's a lovely positive card for you there.
Very beautifully positive.
Amazing. Anyone else who would like one? I'm going to go old school. I'm going to go for The Universe Has Your Back by Gabrielle Bernstein, just because,
Ooh.
Why not? One for Elizabeth, who would like a yes, please, on YouTube with a lovely doggo. Oof. Right. This is a really interesting one. This is about connecting. This says, when I'm connected to my joyful presence, I attract and support from the universe. So this lets me know, Elizabeth, that there's a disconnect here from doing fun stuff. This is a disconnect from the joyful soul spark that you are. And it might feel like you're under a big woolly jumper and a layer. You're not ready to hibernate yet, Elizabeth. It's not that time of year. We're going into the dark side of the year. We're going into that shadow time. This is a time for you to sweep away all of those autumn leaves, clear your path, and go into the creative space that is you, to try and find something that brings you some joy and some upliftment. Just because we're all gone into hibernation mode doesn't mean you need to wait for spring. This is a very, very fertile, very creative time. Find the things that bring you joy, even if it is listening to interesting podcasts, reading good books, picking up an old hobby. It's really important that you do things that nurture you, because I feel like your soul has not been nurtured. You're like the autumn soil. You have produced and you have harvested, and now you're spent, and you need to recoup and replenish you. Bless you. Thank you, Elizabeth. Who's next?
Oh, Michelle. So I picked out the 9 of Water for you, and that's saying that you need to celebrate the pleasures of life. Enjoy your own sweet company. So emotional nourishment is food for the soul. Invite comfort and happiness to fill your heart and enchant your senses.
Super. Michelle Wadsworth on Facebook.
Self-care.
Lovely. Well done. Well done. Well done. We're trying to get through as many as we can. Melissa Kuth, I think that's how you pronounce it, who's on YouTube, would love a reading. Let's see what I can do for you. Let's see. Soul Path. Oh, okay. Melissa, I'm sorry if this is hitting a little bit hard. This is the self-esteem card. This is asking you to recognize how amazing you are and what you're already doing. What you're already doing. I fully appreciate that there may have been times where you have been put down by other people, or whether you are your own worst critic. But this is just asking you to talk to yourself and just watch the self-talk that you're using. Because, I spell is, as I speak, I make, it's very much those, and that can mean in an internal dialogue as well. So celebrate your successes, because there have been some. It's very easy to find the things that we didn't do so well, and just be absolutely fearless going forward, because you are very connected. I can feel how emotional you are. I can feel how much you put on your own shoulders, and I can feel how much you're actually taking on. And it feels like you're taking on a little bit too much, and there will never be enough hours in the day for everything that you need to do, for everything that you want to do. So please be kind to yourself. just because you have a sink full of dishes at the end of the day, but you have achieved so much supporting other people. Be kind to yourself, Melissa, because you're doing beautiful work and it's all in the timing. Okay. Thank you, Melissa. Super. Oh, bless you. Thank you, Melissa.
Oh, Tanya, so I have got the Eight of Fire for you, Ginger.
Ooh,
You need to adapt swiftly to unexpected changes. You can handle the heat and act quickly when inspiration strikes you. Strike when the iron's hot.
amazing, Tanya. Please stay accountable. If that resonates with you, Tanya, then put it in the chat and what it is you need to do. Amazing. Amazing. So Jenny would like a reading. I will give you a reading, Jenny. You've got lovely, lovely, lovely energy. Thank you for your amazing questions and comments as well. It really is wonderful when you interact and ask questions or comments. Oh, this is lovely, Jenny, Jenny, Jenny. What beautiful. How amazing, Jenny. We were just talking about the smoke and all of that stuff. The card that you've had is you are not alone. If ever there was a clear message from spirit that they're there, it's just been backed up by this amazing card. You are not imagining it. You are spirit are with you and they're really, really, really wanting to work with you and communicate with you. So if you can, it doesn't have to be tonight. And that's the thing, you know, we talk about all this emphasis gets put on full moons and new moons and Sabbats and when we do things, but it's within you. Your intent is within you. It matters not when you're ready to do this. It doesn't have to be tonight, but it's a really nice thing to do. So spirit are communicating with you through the smoke. And this is a really clear message that you are not alone. They never left. That bond of love is the thing that transcends everything and it never dies. Energy cannot be destroyed or created. It just keeps changing form in that beautiful infinity symbol. And this time around, you're just working with them in a different way. So connect with your loved ones because they are with you always and they want to be recognized by you. So that was a lovely, how lovely was that little roundup for you, Jenny? Beautiful. Thank you so much for being with us this evening. Hope that made sense. Oh, and that's some feedback for you, Morven. Tanya said she understands.
Brilliant.
Amazing, amazing.
Serendipity. So I have got the Madra of Earth there for you. It's saying that you need to be a guardian. You need to be a guardian of the wild spaces. I feel that you've lost touch with that spiritual element of yourself. And this card is saying you've got it in you. You know you've got it in you. You've got it deep within you. You've just got to rekindle yourself, rekindle that vibrancy, rekindle your passion, rekindle your love of nature.
Wonderful. That's a lovely deck. Really nice deck that you're working with
It's a
there.
beautiful
Beautiful
deck. It's the Herbcrafters Tarot. Absolutely fantastic.
Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Kirsty, sorry, I forgot you. I haven't forgotten you. I haven't forgotten you, Kirsty. We were too busy talking about Highlander and men in kilts. We got distracted. Sorry, Kirsty. Oh, okay. Oh, amazing, amazing. You can have your reading. Okay, okay, okay. So what you've had is intuitive nudges. So Kirsty, I get to say this at least once every 2 weeks. If you are not already sitting in circle, there is an invitation. I cannot tell you what to do. I am merely a reader picking up pieces of paper and connecting with your energy. But if you're not already sat in circle, it would probably be a good idea for you to think about a way of exploring your own intuition. Circle isn't for everybody. Some people like to work in a solitary way, as Morven said. Some people like to work by themselves, but there's a profound calling upon you to start flexing those spiritual muscles and to explore that part of your soul that is yearning for connection. So if you're not already, please do. If you are already, then it's about deepening and asking spirits to just continue on this journey with you because they're ready. How exciting.
I have literally, as you were doing that, I was shuffling my cards and this one fell out. And it's the Seven of Water, Birch. So imagine the possibilities. Choose one option out of many. Open your heart to wisdom from soul, Kirsty. Toast to a fresh start. So that's just backing up Ash's reading. This fell out into my hands. So
I love it when stuff like that happens.
yes, I do too. Brilliant.
So Kirsty, go seek. There are some amazing people teaching in person. There's some people teaching online. You can go through established different schools. There's also the SBTV app, I think, which still has some really good stuff on there. Richard, correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah. So go and seek, and don't beat yourself up if the first place that you try isn't for you. It's a case of trial and error to find the vibration that works well for you. So good luck. Some feedback from Elizabeth. It's incredible the reason 100% correct. Amazing. That's what we love here. For many years, I've been sinking into a miserable, lost world and I don't feel happiness. Oh, bless you, Elizabeth. But now I have a daughter. Congratulations. Yeah. Interesting. Interesting. Keep up with that journey, Elizabeth. Please keep up with that journey. It sounds like you've found a little sacred soul to walk alongside this little pathway with you. Yeah, keep going, Elizabeth. Well done.
Oh, Melody.
Melody, yeah.
Melody. So I have pulled the Nine of Earth from you. And it's saying, save the fruit of paradise, peace and plenty. Celebrate the wealth by giving. The hidden star of hope sustains you. So it's just saying that you need to consider giving an offering of gratitude. Um, you know, just remind yourself of the little things, because we are trapped in a world full of the huge, great, big things which we see on social media, on Facebook. And I kind of have a sense that maybe you've become slightly kind of like, what's the word I'm looking for? Despondent by that. So take a step back, just reassess and look for the small things, look for the little tiny things, and start by giving some gratitude for those little things which you have, and amazing things will happen.
Beautiful. Thank you. Oh, Morven, thank you. And thank you, Melody. That was thanks for being with us. That's really beautiful. Thank you. That just reminds me of something we did in Circle the other night, actually, which was to remember the time that we knew beyond all doubts that there was another world and they loved us and communicated with us. And what was your kind of like that moment that you go, that's it? And it was so powerful hearing a whole room of people talk about that moment. It was so uplifting because you're right, you don't ever take it for granted. You never take this work, you never take this understanding for granted, but you do get to the point where you're so swallowed up by things that actually, if you could go back to that very first time you knew, and that feeling and bottle it, it's really important we remember that.
It's the childlike awe and magic again, isn't it? If you can encapsulate it by turning upside down and looking under the logs and looking at the world for the first time again, you would do. Who wouldn't?
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. So Karen Crane on Facebook. Oh, you've got an interesting card, Karen. I think you're getting some really strong guidance from Spirit today. This is a choices card. When we get the choices card, when we get the this for me feels like Spirit and not so much taking a step back, but they are with you, with you, with you, with you. And at this point, they're kind of saying, we're with you, but please just keep your eyes open in the situation you're in. Because we can't lead you through it. We can't drag you through it. We can't do it for you. You have free will. They have the ability to lovingly guide you and give you inspiration. But there comes a point where you're the one that's got to take the step. You've got to sign the thing. You've got to do the thing. You've got to phone the person. Whatever it is that you need to do, it feels very much like we've come to that crescendo. We've come to that point where you need to now take action on what needs to be done. And sometimes that can be easy and sometimes it can't. If you have support, use it. If there's any kind of other challenges there, then please do find some support to do it. But this is a very kind of, it's saying you have free will, you have agency, you have the ability to make choices in your life, you have the ability to step forward under your own volition using your own energy. And it's really important that you empower yourself to do that. It's not rush out and do something tomorrow. If it needs a little bit of thought, then do that. But it's to kind of keep your eyes open in a situation and just kind of take it for what it is and seek guidance and counsel from somebody who's wise, who's able to give you a different perspective. But this is very much a clear message that Spirit are there with you and they're supporting you during this, it's a challenging time for you. I hope that makes sense for you, Karen. Thank you. Super. Right, Morvin, we could keep you here all night, but we know that you have Samhain festivities to get to. You've got a dinosaur who's roaming around Dorset, who's probably got a bucket full of Halloween treats.
Exactly, on a sugar rush. So I need to go retrieve him from the village.
Oh, bless. Do you know what? It's been an absolute joy to have you on with us. It's been really
Thank you
lovely.
so much, Ashley.
Morven's website is on the page. So if you want to get in touch with Morven, you understand, Karen. Thank you. Do the thing, Karen. You have so much support with you. Brilliant. I'm really glad that resonated. Lots of support. We've put your website on, so if you want to get in touch with Morven, then please do. Likewise, if you want to get in touch with me, I still do have some spaces left for November before we then slow down for going into Christmas Yule and then hop back into January again. If you'd like to work with me for healing or any kind of readings, then I'm www.ashleyoliver.co.uk. Thank you so much, everyone who's been with us, whether you've been online, whether you're watching on Catch Up, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube. The next instalment of SPTV Fun and Frolics for you is going to be in November. I can't believe it's November. Is on Monday at 10:30, and that's with the beautiful Karen and Chris. We're so pleased to see Chris back. So please do come and join us then on Monday morning. Thank you, Morven. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you,
Thank you to Richard, who's behind the scenes doing amazing stuff. And I'm sure you'll get to hear more about the ancestors, the moving imagery, which is just beautiful. So go well, everyone. Samhain blessings to you all. Go well. Enjoy your evening. Stay safe. Have an amazing weekend. And we'll see you in 2 weeks' time. Cheerio. Thank you.
Bye.